what is Python? So Python, we know Python is the programming language, and it is one of the most used or most preferred language for the data science profile or the data analysis profile. Okay, why? Because the Python, if you will talk about why Python or why we are learning Python. So in this, very first reason we have is Python is easy, simple to learn, simple to learn and understand. Learn and right. So now, if you see, there are a lot of people nowadays. You'll find that they are coming from non-technical profile, and they are trying to move into the data science field, right? So when it comes to those people who are not coming from technical background, for them selecting a programming language which is not easy to understand or not easy to learn is going to be a tedious task. Okay, so what we do, we have selected Python, or we have developed Python over the time in such a way that whether you are coming from technical profile or not, it does not matter. In fact, basically, if you have, if you yeah, so if you have little bit of exposure to the programming, and even if you don't have, right, so if you invest some time into the programming, you guys can learn the programming easily, right? So it is not I will say that it is a tough task for anyone now, and learning programming or doing programming is kind of easy for anyone who is coming from non-technical background. So we have lots of students who are coming from non-technical background, and we teach them Python from very basic. Okay, so since this is the just 2-3 hour of session, so in this we'll not be able to discuss many points, but yes, we'll try to discuss few of the programs, so that you will get an idea. You will get an idea. You'll get an idea about the Python programming. Okay, so let's start with this. First of all, we are going to discuss about some basic concepts of Python. Okay, well, what all things we'll discuss? We'll discuss about the variables and the identifiers first of all, and we will also discuss about the objects or the data, objects or data. Okay, these two terms are important. We will understand that what is a variable or identifier, and then we will understand what is the object or data in Python. Okay, so let's say if let's say you have to develop a employee data maintenance application. So you need to take the employee name, right? So you will be taking the employee name. Let's say I'll be taking the Abhishek employee. Now this employee name, this is a data, or this is the object. This is a value. Okay, this value, let's say you have to do some process on this data. So you need to store this value in some variable. So we use a name, right? So we will be using emp underscore name. Emp underscore name is equal to this. So we use a name, and we have assigned this value to this name. Okay, so this name which you have used, it is called the variable, and this data or this value which you have, this is called the object or the data in Python. It is a string object in Python. Okay, no, we will be writing the code and we will be executing, Nikita. So I know that we have the text option, but yes, we want, I want you guys also to write and execute at the same time. Okay. Now let's say if I want to print this data, so we'll be writing emp underscore name, and then executing this is going to give me the value stored into this variable. Okay, so as of now, I have stored this data or this value inside this name. This name is called the variable. Why we say it is a variable? Variable means something which can vary. Okay, so we will be taking this name, and we can change the value associated with it again. So we can make it as Rahul. Okay, so we have changed this value. Now if you will be writing now print, let's say employee underscore name, so this will now print Rahul. Okay, so first time we have assigned Abhishek, which is one name, and then next time to the same name we have assigned this another value which is called Rahul. So we have assigned two different values to the same name, and since the value is changing, that's why we say it is a variable. Okay, fine, clear. Okay, next we have constant. Okay, so constant is something which should not change over time. For example, let's say you guys might have done the you guys might have find the uh, uh, area of a circle in the higher secondary or higher secondary math or the intermediate math, right? So we know that there is a constant called pi. This pi is a constant value which should not change. So we know that pi value is always going to be 3.14. So we'll be writing 3.14. This is a constant value. Since it is not going to change, so we will make pi is equal to this. Now the name which we are defining, this is all in the capital letter. Since this is a convention that whenever you define a constant, it should be in the capital letter. Okay. Next, what we have the name of a function. That is also an identifier. Okay, so identifier, basically I can say identifier is a broader concept, and identifier is a name given to variable, constant, function, class, object. Okay, so any name which you use, so if you give a name to a function or a class or object or variable or any constant, so we say that name is an identifier. So we have seen variables, we have seen constant. Let's go for it. Okay, I'll say employee underscore. Okay, we'll be writing it here, and we will write this function. Some code will write print emp underscore name. Okay, and we'll be printing emp underscore id. emp underscore id is equal to, let's say, writing 101. Okay, now if I will execute this, so this is not going to give me any output. Why? Because this is just a function definition. If I want to get the output, I'll be calling this function, execute this, and it is going to give you this output. So emp name, it is giving Rahul, because last value which was assigned to emp name is Rahul and emp id is 101. So this name emp underscore detail also, which you can see, this is also a name given to a function. So this is called an identifier. We can give a name to the class. For example, we can define the a class called human. Okay, and this human class will be having some code, or let's say I will be defining a class called car. Right now, this car class will be having some attribute. For example, we'll be having the constructor init double underscore self, and then we'll be having let's say engine, then we'll be having wheel, then we'll be having steering. Okay, and then we will be setting self dot engine is equal to engine is equal to 1. Then we'll be having self dot wheel is equal to 4, and then we'll be having self dot steering is equal to 1. Okay, now if you see this, so this is the class definition. This is called the constructor. Self is the first argument to the constructor, and it always points to the current object. Okay, so this is the topic of the object oriented programming. But what you can see, there is a name. This car is a name. This is the name of the class. This is an identifier. This is also an identifier. Okay, this def is a keyword, class is a keyword. Okay, how you can find whether it is a keyword or not? So you can simply go ahead and write import keyword, and we can print keyword dot kws. Okay, execute this, you'll be getting a list of keywords here. Okay, in this you will find a def, you can find class. Okay, so there are total around 35 keywords you can find, and these keywords are used to write the Python program. Okay, we apart from this, so if anything which is coming into this blue color, it is the keyword, and this self is not a keyword because it is not coming into this color, and you will not find self in this list also. Self is just a variable name. Okay, or you can say it is a parameter name. So we are using self, engine, wheel, and steering. These are also the name, and we are assigning some values to them. Okay, so these all are also the name. Car name is also an identifier. Okay, if you will be creating an object out of this, let's say you will be writing C1 is equal to car, and here we'll be writing yeah. So this C1 is also a name. This C1 is the name of an object. Okay, this is also an identifier. So what we can understand from this discussion is what all the identifiers we have. Identifier are the emp underscore name, which is a variable, pi, which is a constant, we have car, which is a class name, we have c, which is an object name, and we have emp underscore detail, which is the function name. So we have all these names which are the identifier, and that's how we can define the identifier in Python. Okay, fine. Okay, next Next, what we have, let's see what all the objects or what all the kind of data types we have in Python. Okay, data types in Python. So we have integer data type, right? Integer data type, any value without decimal point. Okay, any value without decimal point, for example 10, 0, comma, minus 10, these all are the integer value. You don't have the decimal point. This decimal point, for example, this integer value can be used for representing the age of someone, like let's say if you have employee age, so you can write 28 or 30. So that is the integer value, right? Then we have the float data type. So any value with a decimal point, any value with a decimal point is called the float value. For example, 10.20, we have 0.001, we have minus 10.20. These all are the float value, okay, with a decimal point. And these may be used, for example, someone's salary may be a float value, right? Clear? And then we have the complex number. Okay, so complex number, any value which is in the form of a plus bj is the complex number, where a is the real part and b is the imaginary part. A is real and b is imaginary. Okay, j is the imaginary number or imaginary value. Okay, where it is used, so we don't use in our day-to-day life, but yes, it is used to represent the geographical data, right? It is mainly used by the scientists to do some mathematical calculations, and it is mainly used in it is mainly used to point the or to represent the geographical data. Okay. Next, we have the string data structure. So string data structure, any value that is kept inside the single quotation or double quotation or triple quotation made up of single quotes, or triple quotation made up of double quotes. Okay, so any value that you keep inside the quotation, that is a string data. Next, we have Boolean value. So Boolean value, we have true and false. Okay, Boolean value means only two values, true and false. Next, what we have, next data structure we have is the list data structure. So in the list, any value that you keep inside the square bracket, for example 10, or let's say hello, okay, or let's say if you write 1, 2, 3, a list inside a list, or 10.20 a float, or 10 plus 20j, a complex number, any value that you keep inside this square bracket, that is a list. If you talk about tuple, so tuple, any value that you keep inside this small bracket, that is a tuple. For example, you can keep these all values, okay, but now the bracket you have here is the smaller bracket, right? And also remember, list is immutable. Sorry, list is mutable data structure. Mutable data structure means we can modify the list, okay? And when we talk about the tuple, it is immutable data structure. It means we cannot modify the tuple, okay? Cannot modify tuple, okay? So we have list, tuple, then we have set. So in this set, if any value kept inside this, right, that is called the set, okay? So the middle bracket, okay, this is a set. Now this is just a collection. Remember, list and tuples are sequence. Set is not a sequence, it is a mapping data structure. Sequence means you have the value, so these values are indexed. First value is at 0 index, next value is at 1 index, third value is at 2 index, next value is at 4th index, and last value is at 5 index, and so on. But here values are not indexed, it is just a collection, okay? It is just a mapping data structure. Triple quote makes it a comment, right? Yes, triple quotes are sometimes used to make a comment also, but it is not a comment. Actually, what happens, let's say if you write it inside the triple quotation, no, and if you execute it, it will actually consider it as a string. It is not a comment, okay? I mean, it is not a comment, it is considered as a string. But let's say if you will be writing something here after this, so you are not using any print statement here, right? So this is just a simple expression, it will not give you any output now for that, okay? It is not a comment, but if you will write, just write print here, so it will be printing it as a string value, okay? Fine. Okay. So yeah, so set is also mutable, okay? Then we have frozen set. Frozen set. So in the frozen set, everything is same. The only difference is in the column. case of frozen set is it is immutable, and here instead of set you'll be having frozen set. Okay, and it is immutable. Okay. Then we have dictionary. So dictionary is basically a data structure which is a collection of key value pair. For example, 1 colon 100, 2 colon 200, 3 colon 300, and so on. So this is a dictionary data structure. Dictionary is also mutable. Okay, dictionary is also mutable. Fine. Now here, what is the difference between set and dictionary? So dictionary, if you see, you have key value pair, where in the set it is just a collection of individual elements. Okay. Um, Next, what we have, the range. Okay, range is basically it takes the start, stop, and step values. Okay, start, stop, and step values. So range basically creates a sequence of numbers. For example, okay, you will be writing range 0, 10. Okay, so it creates a sequence of numbers from 0 to 10. Remember, the start is inclusive, stop is exclusive. Okay, so I should write here start is inclusive. Inclusive means it will be included into the sequence, and stop is exclusive. Okay, so let's say if you'll be writing print range of 1, 11. So it will be generating a sequence of numbers from 1 to 10. Execute it, it gives you a range object. If you want to see those numbers, you can write here list function. Execute it, we have a list of numbers from 1 to 10, where 1 is included into the result, 11 is not included. That's why we say stop value is exclusive. Okay, now if you see this step, so step size basically tells you that which all values you want. Let's say if you want every second value, so you can write 2 here. Execute it, and you will be getting every second value, 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 9. If you will write 3, then you'll be getting every third value. Okay, so if you see 1, 4, 7, and 10, like that. Okay, now next, let's say you can also generate a sequence of numbers. So this is the sequence of number generated in the forward direction, right? Print of number, okay, means left to right. You can say left to right. Okay, whereas in this case the sequence of numbers will be generated from right to left, right to left. Okay, so for example, how we can generate a sequence of numbers from right to left? So we can write list of range of 10, 1, minus 1. Execute this. Now if you see this, so we have the sequence of number from 10 to t 2 in the reverse order. And if you will be writing minus 2, then it is going to take every second number, 10, then 8, then 6, then 4, then 2. Correct? If you will be writing minus 3, then it will be taking every third number, 10, 7, 4, and all. Okay, so this is the range function, and these all are the different used data type, most used data type we have in the Python. Correct? Now we know about the most of the data structures. Okay, obviously we don't know the details of all of them, but let's do one thing. Let's try to write some program to learn about the different types of or different kinds of operations that you can do on these data structures, right? So first of all, let's start with the indexing operation. Okay, so indexing operation, to perform the indexing operation, where you can perform the indexing operation, remember indexing operation can be performed only on the only on sequence type. Okay, only on sequence type. Okay, what all sequence type you have? So if you see the sequence type we are having is string, list, tuple. Okay, string, list, and tuple. Yeah. Okay, so these all are the sequence type. Okay, but range is also the sequence type. Okay, now so you can access the value from this sequence types using the indexing operation. For example, let's say if I'll be writing my underscore str is equal to Python, okay, and if you'll be printing my underscore str, so these values or these individual element inside this string are indexed, are at index position. It is starting from 0, then goes from 0 to 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 6 and so on. Okay, it means basically every element inside this string is at some index. So if you see this, so first letter, you just remove this, first letter is at 0 index, then we have at 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. Space is also a character, and it is at index 6. Then we have 7, then we have 8, then we have 9, and this S is at 10 and last S is at 11. Okay, so if you will just give some space here to understand, then it will be quite clear. Okay, so first element is at 0 index, then we have 2, then we have at 3, then we have at 4, this is at 5, this is at 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I think I have taken one index. So sorry, this space character I have not taken by mistake. Okay, so this is this space character also we have. Okay, fine. So this is the index, and these different values are at index position. So this is called the positive indexing. Remember, positive indexing always starts from 0 from left hand side. Okay, and then we have negative indexing also. So negative indexing starts from -1 from right hand side. Okay, so right hand side means, so this basically will be, this will be at -12, then this will be at -11, this will be at -10, -9, -8, -7, -6, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. Okay, so you can see negative indexing starting from -1 and from right hand side, positive indexing starting from 0 from left hand side. Okay, now, so if you want to access these individual element from this string, how you can do that? So writing my_str is going to give you the whole string. If you want, let's say my_str of 0, so it is going to give you only the first letter. Okay, you can write 0, or you can also write my_str of -12. Execute it, you are going to get the first letter. Okay, in both the cases you'll be getting P, right? Let's say if you want to access the last character, then you can write my_str of -1. We know that last element will always be at -1. Okay, execute it, or you have to count this last index. Okay, so you have to write my_str of, okay, this is going to give you the last character. Okay, apart from this, if you want to access this character, you can also write first character, you can write my_str. See, what is the length of this string? Total character. Remember, when you count the length, you count from 1, not from 0. So total there are 12 characters. If there are total 12 characters, then first character, can I write that it is at minus of length of the my_str? Same thing, right? It is -12. First character will always be at this index. Okay, so you can write it this way also. And the last character, you can always write my_str of length of my_str -1. So since positive indexing starting from 0, so the last character will always be at what? Length of this string -1. Okay, that is 11. So we can access the individual element by the indexing. This is in the string. Okay, similarly you can do it in the list. Okay, let's say we have my_lst is equal to 10, 10.20, 10 plus 20j. Then we have Python. Then we have list 1, 2, 3. Then we have a tuple 1, 2, 3. Right. Then we have true. Correct. So these are the different values we have inside this list. Right. Now, if you'll be writing my_lst, executing this is going to give you this whole list. If you want to access first element or the last element, how can you do that? You can write my_lst of 0. It's going to give you the first element. If you want to access the last element, then you can give here again -1. It's going to give you the last element. So first element is 10 and last element is 2, right? We are getting clear. So you can do it in the list. You can do it in the tuple also. You can write my_tuple is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Sorry, this is a set. So on set, you cannot do this indexing operation. Okay, we'll try to do that also. We'll see. My_tuple is the first element, and my_tuple of -1 is going to be the last element. Okay. So you can do this indexing operation on this sequence type. Let me do it on the range. My_range is equal to range 10, 90. Okay. So total 10 to 18 you'll be having, total 9 elements you'll be having, right? So let me print my_range of 0. What it gives? It gives you first element, that is 10. Okay. If you'll be writing -1, then this is going to give you the last element. It is going to give you the last element, that is 80. Okay. So these all are the sequence type where you can perform the indexing operation. Whereas on the non-sequence type, let's say if you have my_set is equal to, you have 10, 20, 30, 40. This is not a sequence. It is just a collection of some data, right? So if you'll be writing my_set of 0, this is going to give you an error that indexing operation set object is not subscriptable. Means indexing is not allowed on the set data structure. Similarly, not allowed on the dictionary. Okay, clear everyone? So I hope indexing is clear, how we can perform indexing. Clear everyone? Any question? Okay, so now let's come to the slicing operation. Okay, so in this slicing operation, what we have, so let's say if you have my_str is equal to this is Python class, right? This is a string. Out of this, what I want to do is I want to slice this Python. How can I slice this Python out of it? So to slice this Python, we will be writing print my_str. There is a slicing syntax. The syntax of this slicing is going to be string name. Okay, and here you will be writing start index colon stop index colon step size. Okay, step size. So what it will do? It will start slicing the string from the given start index. It will go to stop index, and by taking the step size. Step is similar to this range. In the range, you saw this step, right? If you are taking positive, it is doing left to right. If it is taking negative, it is doing right to left. And 1 means every letter, 2 means every second, 3 means every third, right? Similarly here also, in this step also, let's say, if I want to slice Python, okay, what I can do? I want to slice Python, so I'll be giving the index of capital P. What is the index of capital P? 8 column. What is the index of N? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? So if you will be writing 13, we know that the last, this top index is not inclusive, correct? We have seen in the range, stop is not inclusive. You have to give one index extra. We'll be writing 14. Colon down, it will be taking every character. So it is going to give me Python. If you'll be taking 2, it is going to slice every second character. P, then T, then O, and after this you don't have any second character. So PTO is the result. Okay, now let's see if I'm writing my string, and if I'm writing colon -1, what it is going to do? So -1 means what? If you don't mention start and stop, and you mention this step value, it will be taking some default value for start and stop. So remember, if step is positive, okay, then default start is 0 and default stop is length of the string. Okay, and if step is negative, then the default start is -1 and default stop is minus of length of the string -1. Okay, So here, if you will be writing this, or you write this, my underscore str of minus one, comma minus of length of my underscore str minus one, colon minus one. Okay, execute it. What we are going to get, you will be getting the same result in both these two cases. You are getting the same result in both these cases. Okay, what you have done. So if you will observe, step size is same in both the cases, minus one and minus one. Here I have not taken start and stop, but here I have taken start and stop. So can I say that default start value is minus one and the default stop value is minus of length of the my string minus one if step size is minus one? Similarly, can I say here, let's say my underscore str of colon colon one, and if I'll be writing print my underscore str of 0 colon length of my underscore str colon 1, execute it, you are going to get the same result in both these cases. So here also we can say that default start value is 0, default stop value is length of the my string. Okay, fine, clear. So this is the slicing in string. Okay, you can slice a small object, you can slice a whole string, or you can slice the whole string in the reverse order. You can slice a piece of the string in the reverse order. So if you want to slice Python reverse order. Okay, how we can do that? We can write my underscore str of. You want to slice Python in the reverse order. So your start index is what? N, correct? Index of N is 30, column. You want to slice till P, so you'll be giving one next index of P, that is 7, column. You will be slicing in the reverse direction, so minus 1. Execute it, you will be getting Python in the reverse direction. Okay, right? So this is the slicing in the string. Similarly, the slicing operations you can perform on the list and tuple also. Slicing can be performed on list and tuple objects as well, because they are also the sequence type. Okay, fine. If that is the case, so we will try to do some problem. Okay, and there are few methods. Okay, I will give you guys some 2 minutes. Think about that problem, how you will be doing that. You don't have to give me the solution. I'll be just giving you guys the question, and you just need to give me the way you are going to solve it. Okay, so let's say if I have my underscore str is equal to Peter Piper okay, this is this string. What I want to guys output string is um, yeah, so this is the output I'm expecting. Okay, so you can simply do the slicing. This is the one output. The second output I'm expecting from you guys is first output. The second output is this one. This one. Okay, second output is this one. Right, try these two questions, how we can do that. Just give me the you guys can unmute yourself and can give me the let me know the how you will be trying to solve this problem. Just the approach. I don't want the uh, the solution. Just the approach you will be taking. First one is very simple. I know. Second one. Anyone? Okay. So the first one, see, first one we can simply write print my underscore str. Okay. We'll be writing colon colon minus one. Execute it. You will be getting it into the reverse order, right? Very simple. Correct. Second one is bit tricky. What we need to do? We need to reverse the word, right? Okay. So we'll try to do it this way. Let's try it here. My underscore str. Okay. My underscore str. Um, what I want to do is I want to reverse each word, right? So first of all, I need to get the word separately. How I'll be doing that? I'll be doing it using a split function. When you apply the split function on a string, what it does, it splits the string from the spaces. When you are applying my underscore str dot split, you are getting a list of words, right? When we are applying this split function, we are getting a list of words. So we'll be writing lst underscore words is equal to this one. So we are getting list of words from this. Okay. Now what we'll be doing, we will be reversing each word. How we will be reversing each word? So we will be taking a list here. Then we'll be writing for I in lst underscore words, lst underscore words. Okay. And we will be reversing that. So I colon colon minus one. Okay. Execute it. If you see, we have reversed each word, right? Clear? Next, what we can do is we can join this using the join function. Okay. Execute it. We have this. You will be getting this output. Okay. Fine. So what we did here, I could have written this things over here itself. This was not required. Okay. So you can ignore this. Just one line of output. We just learn one line of code and we got the output. What we did. So first we splitted this string. Okay. After splitting, we got a list of words. Then we are running the loop over it. We are getting one word at a time. And then we are reversing every word. After reversing every word, we are joining them together, the reversed words, with a space character. These all are the method which are applied on the string object. Remember, these all are the method which are applied only on the string method. So if you have a list, let's say my underscore str. Okay. So I hope you understood this solution. Now let's break down this method. You have my underscore str dot split. When you will be applying this, this is going to give you a list of words, right? Now, what is the join method? If you want to join this list of words into again a string, then you can use join method. So I'll be writing lst underscore words is equal to this one. Okay. So my lst underscore words is what? Lst underscore words is a list of words, right? Now I want to join this back. So I'll be writing join method. In this, I'll be passing lst underscore words dot, and we will be joining it with a arrow. Okay, we will be joining it with an arrow. So now, if you will be executing this, it is going to join them together with an arrow. Okay, it is going to join them together with an arrow. Right. So what is the syntax of the join method? This join method, it takes a list of words together and then it joins them with an arrow. So this arrow is the separator between the words. Okay, this is the concept we have applied in this one. Now this for loop which you can see, this for loop is to iterate over the list of words. Means at a time we pick one word, we reverse it, and then we need to join. Here, if you'll be doing this, then you are joining it as it is, right? Whereas we want them to reverse first and then we want them to join. Okay. So that's why we are doing this operation. Clear, everyone? Okay, fine. Now let's try this one. So we have a string my underscore str is equal to this Python class. What I want the first character of each word, first character of each word to be in capital letter. Okay, first letter of each word to be in the capital letter means T should be capital, I should be capital, P should be capital, and C should be capital. How we can do that? So we can write my underscore str dot title. Okay. Execute it. This is the title method. Title method capitalizes the first letter of each word. Okay, fine. So this is the title method. Next, what we have my underscore str dot capitalize. Capitalize method do. Capitalize method capitalizes the first letter of the sentence. First letter of the sentence. Okay, fine. Next, what we have few more methods. For example, if I'll be writing my underscore str dot swap case. Okay, swap case. So this is going to swap the cases of this string. If you will execute this, you will find the small letter becomes capital and capital letter becomes small. Only one capital letter you are having, so it became small. Okay, so this is the swap case method. Okay, so these all are few methods. Now if you will not be having this method, without having this method also you can do all these operations using loop, but that task will become tedious. In Python, this is the advantage, or this is the beauty of Python, that you have the built-in method. Okay, and you can combine one built-in method or more than one built-in method to get the task done whatever you want. Okay, so next we are going to do, let's say we have this string. Okay, we have this string. What we want, I want you guys to find the find a list, okay, where the first letter will be this, then second letter will be is, second word, and third will be the Python class. Okay, right. This again you have to, like, you can do it using the method. What is the method? So basically here, if you see, it is a kind of split. Okay, if you'll apply split method, let's say I'll be writing my underscore str dot split. Okay, so in this you can specify from where you want to split. So if you're writing is, it is going to give you this list of this one, right? But you have written is here itself, right? So it is splitting it from here, and the value from which it is splitting, it is not including that, correct? It is not including that value. So we have the function called partition. Okay, partition. Using partition, if you now you will mention is like this, so it will give you the same thing whatever you are expecting. Okay, it is in the tuple, so you can convert this into the list. Okay, this is the list, right? Clear? Okay, you can do it using the loop also. You can do it using the loop also, but using a loop, this will be quite a bigger task. Okay, but anyway, so we have the method for all these things, right, in Python. So there are many other methods. For example, there is find an index method. Okay, find an index method. What does find an index method do? So find an index method, for example, let's say we have my underscore str is equal to this string. Okay. You want to find the index of a specific character or you can write my underscore str dot find and you can write here p. So it will be giving you the index of this p, only the first occurrence, not all the occurrences. First occurrence of p is what? At 0 index. Okay. Next, similarly, index method also does the same thing, but the difference between index and find method is this is also going to give you 0. But the difference between find and index method is if the character is not found, then it is going to give you -1 in the case of find method. Whereas in the case of index method, going to give you the error. Okay, it gives you the value error, substring not found. Okay, fine. So this is about the find and index method on this string. Now, see what I want you guys to do is you guys can explore this method on your own. That what method, how it is implemented, and how you can use them. So what you need to do is you just need to write dir of my underscore str, or you can simply write dir of str. Execute this. You are going to get a list of methods available in Python. Okay, so this is the list of methods available in Python. Now, this is the whole list of the methods in Python. This is the whole list of methods available in Python, right? In this, you just have to learn about the method which are not starting or ending with double underscore. You have to learn about only those methods which are not starting or ending with double underscore. This method you have to ignore. These methods are used by the Python internally. Okay, only these method we need to learn. So I have discussed capitalize. There are a lot of methods: case fold method, center method, count method, encode. Count method basically gives, let's say if you want to count that how many times p is occurring in this string, right? So you can write print my underscore str dot count of total 9 times. You can check more than one character also, pe is going to give you 5 times, right? So count method, we have encode ends with, starts with expand tabs, find format. These all are the different methods we need to understand. So we have discussed split method, we have discussed join method. You'll find the join method here. So we need to learn them. You don't have to memorize them. Yes, what you need to do is, see, you need to understand that which method is applicable on which kind of object. Okay, for example, if you'll find index method can be applicable on the list, on the string, both. Okay, let's say if you're writing my underscore str dot dot. So in few of the, you can say, like if you'll take the example of this Jupyter notebook, or if you take the example of this Colab notebook. So when you write dot, it gives you the list of method available on this, right? You can select whatever method you want. Okay, the method which you can use, you as a user can use, it will not give you this built-in method. Okay, and whatever method you want, you just need to know that this method does what. So let's say if you will be writing capitalize, and after this if you'll be giving the bracket, it in the case of Colab, it gives you definition also that what exactly it is going to do. Else what you can do, you can in the Jupyter notebook, you can just write this and press shift tab after pulling the cursor inside the bracket. You just press shift tab, you'll be getting the definition. It does not work into the Google Colab, but in the Jupyter notebook it will be working. So just place this cursor in the middle of the bracket, press shift tab, it will be giving you the definition that what exactly it does. Okay, the other way to find the details of any method or what all methods you have the help function, help of str. Execute it, and you are going to get these all details of the okay. Hey guys, you have the help function. In this help function, you take the help on any object. So you have written string here, and you can get the help on this string object. So this gives you that it is a string class, and what all methods you have on this string class, these all are shown here. Okay, so if you see capitalize, if you see case code, center, count, encode, ends with, expanded tabs, find, format map, these all are the methods which are available on the string object, and you can use these methods, okay, to do the operation on the string. And also here, if you will see, this gives you the details of those methods as well. Okay, it gives you the details of those methods. Fine, clear everyone? So you can explore this method. I would say that you guys can just go ahead and find the definition. Okay, so you guys can find this details of the method and you can use it. Okay, so replace method, sometimes it is quite visible from the method itself. For example, replace method, so this tells us that what exactly it does. So for example, if you want to replace some old string with a new string, we can use replace method. Rfind and lfind are the method which are the similar as find method. The only thing is find method returns the lowest index, rfind method returns the highest index. Okay, then we have rjust, ljust, rjust and ljust. So rjust and ljust method are used for the justification of this string. Okay, so I'll not spend much time on the string only. So I have just given you the introduction. Now let's move to the list and tuple, so that we can explore a little bit about them as well, because after this I think we'll not be having enough time to discuss my topic. Okay, so now can I know that how you guys are, like you guys are freshers or you guys are experienced, like you guys know all of these basic things about Python? Because I think I have done the earlier classes also, or you might get it on the websites. So you guys are aware of these things, or if you guys wants to learn about a specific topic, that is also fine. Okay, oops. Okay, oops is a huge topic. I mean, um, let's not do it this time, Amit. Okay. Let me talk to these guys, and we'll schedule a webinar on OOPS. So that requires minimum 4 to 6 hours of class. We will schedule 2 classes of 3 hours each, and then we'll be conducting a class. Okay. Or if you want the videos, OOPS is in Java, OOPS is in Python also. If you want the videos, you guys can get the videos on our LMS portal. Okay. So if I'll start also, I'll not be able to complete. So I think I should not start. Okay. Okay, let's try a few more problems. So now let's start with the list. Okay. So list is basically what? So list is a data structure where we have seen that data, where, like, if the data is kept inside the square bracket, that is a list, right? So lists are also the index value. You can do the slicing there as well. Let's do some problem on the list. What I want you guys to do is, let's say if you have a list, lst is equal to list of tuples. We have 1 comma 10. We have um, 9 comma 8. Then we have 7 comma 3. Then we have 0 comma 4 5. Then we have 4 comma 2, and then we have 9 comma 1. Okay, so we have this list of tuple. What I want you guys to do is, I want you guys to sort this list based on the last element of these tuples. Okay, last element of these tuples. So first 9 comma 1 will come, then 4 comma 2 will come, then 7 comma 3 will come, then 0 comma 5 will come, then 9 comma 8 will come, and then 1 comma 10 will come. How you can sort this list? So in list, we have the built-in method called sort. Okay, in the list we have a built-in method called lst.sort, and we can sort this based on a key attribute. So we can pass key is equal to lambda. Okay, we'll be taking a tuple, and in that tuple we are going to sort based on the last element. Last element is always at -1. Execute this. Will not write print here. Let's just print up list after this. Execute it. We are getting a list. Okay, we have sorted this list based on the last element. Correct. Okay, so what is this? So sort method, it takes one key attribute. For this key attribute, I have passed one anonymous function. This is called the lambda function or anonymous function. This anonymous function takes a variable and takes an expression. Based on that, it sorts the list. Okay, it is going to sort the list. So you are passing the argument, or you are passing the value or the condition based on what you want to sort this list. Okay, you want to sort this list based on the last element. So it takes the last element from each tuple, compares them, and then it sorts the list of tuples. Clear? Now, so similarly, let's say we have a list. Let me take one more problem. Okay, so let's say we have a list is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. What I want you guys to do is find the sum of all elements from this list. Okay, find the product of all elements from the list. Okay, then we have one more list. lst2 is equal to, we have list of range of 11 comma 21. Okay, now print lst2. What we have, we have this list 2. This is the list 2. What I want you guys to filter this list, or not this one. Let me take email underscore lst is equal to, okay, this is the list. What I want, give a list where we have those email IDs where the length of user is more than 5. Give a list of email ID where we have those email ID where the length of the username is more than 5. Okay, and give a list of username username where we have those username where the length of the username is more than 5. Okay, so in the first case you have to get the email ID where the length of username is more than 5. So basically this one and this one will be filtered out. Okay, this is 5 letters, this is 5 letter, correct? So this will be filtered out. You'll be getting this one and this one only in the first question. Second question, the output. So in this one the output will be this email ID and the output will be this email ID. Okay, in the second one the output will be this one and this one. Okay, try this. So these two questions you have to try. You can try using loop, list, function, anything, whatever concept you know, you can try this. Okay, and these questions also. Okay, so let's try this. First of all, this is very simple. What we can do is, there are a number of ways of doing this problem. We can use sum of LST1. Okay, execute it, and we'll be getting 150. Okay, or you can write it using the, there is a reduce function, right? So we can write from func tools import reduce. Okay, we can write here print reduce lambda num1 comma num2 comma num1 plus num2. Okay, this will give you the sum and this will give you the product. Execute it, you'll be getting the sum and product. Oh sorry, you have to pass a sequence. So we have to pass LST1. Here also we have to pass LST1. Okay, we'll be getting this sum and product in both these cases, right? Okay, so you can use reduce function to get these two, right? This is one way, or you can do it using loop also. Okay, now let's come to this email list and this one. So how we can do that? So we have first of all email list. What we need to do is we need to filter out these email IDs, right? We can do one thing. We can run the loop and then we can do it, but I will not be running the loop. I am going to use a function, built-in function called filter. Okay, what filter does, it takes a function. So I'll be writing here lambda function. This lambda function, let me write here pass later. I'll be passing this email underscore LST. Now what I want, I will be taking one email ID. From that I will be extracting this username, and then I will check whether the length of the username is greater than 5 or not. So I'll be taking email colon. I'll be writing here length of email, colon. I'll be writing email dot index at the rate. Okay, if it is greater than 5, if it is greater than 5, okay, then add that email ID into the list. If it is not, then don't add it. So if you will be executing and you will be writing it inside the list, you will find only those email ID will be printed where you have the length of the username is more than 5. Only those email IDs are printed here. what it does, we have applied the slicing operation. What slicing operation? Applied slicing and index method. What I have done, see internally how this function runs. So this lambda function will take one email ID from the email list. What is that email ID? abhishek@gmail.com. Then it will be coming inside this operation. So what this operation is going to do, email is pointing to what? abhishek@gmail.com. Now you are slicing that. So starting from 0, if you have not mentioned anything, means you are starting from 0, going till the index of @ means you are slicing till this index. So it will be taking one index before. So it will be taking these elements. Now you are finding the length of that. So finding the length of this, it is greater than 5. It is true, right? Since it is evaluated as true, so this email which you have taken, which is abhishek@gmail.com, that is added to the filter sequence. The next time it takes rahul@yahoo.com. Then again it extract Rahul. It is not greater than 5. So it falls, not added. Then it takes arpit@rediffmail.com. It is not greater than 5. So it is false. And then it does not add it to the sequence. Then it takes krishna@hotmail.com. Here the length is more than 6, right? So since it more than 5, since it is more than 5, so that krishna@hotmail.com is added to the filter sequence. Okay. So this is how this code is executed, and we got the result. Now we want to get only the username. So see, this same thing, what I will be doing here is I will be applying one more function. There is a function called map. Okay, there is a function called map. This map also needs a sequence. So I'm passing this sequence, and here I'll be passing lambda. Okay, what lambda will do, it will take the email ID colon, and from that email ID it will be slicing the value. What value it will be slicing? From beginning to email dot index @. Okay, now execute this. Let's see whether we are getting the result or not. So you have to apply the list function, execute it. You will be getting only the username. What I have done, first we are filtering those email IDs. So what do you want? We want only the username where the length of the username is more than 5. So first we are filtering those email IDs where the username is more than 5. So we got 2 email IDs, abhishek@gmail.com and krishna@hotmail.com. Now after that we are mapping those 2 values. So we are extracting the username from there using this operation. Okay, we are extracting the username from there using this operation. So this is the map function. Clear everyone? Okay, any question? Any question, guys? Okay, so this is about the list and map function. Quite a useful function when you come to the data analysis and all. Okay, so when it about the filtering the data, or let's say if you want to extract some information from the data, so these 2 functions are quite useful. Okay, we have seen the reduce functions also, which may be used to find the aggregate values. Let's say if you have this list and you have to find the maximum value out of it. Okay, you have to find the maximum value out of this list. How you can do that? So you have a function, right? You have a function in the Python lst1. It will be going to give you the maximum and minimum value. But without function, how you can do that? So again, you have that reduce function. You can use reduce. Okay, and here you can take lambda num1 comma num2. Okay, colon num1 if num1 greater than num2, else num2. Okay, this is going to give you the maximum value, which is, sorry, again I'm not passed, lst1. Okay, so this is going to give you the maximum value, which is 30,003. And if you will just change this operator, you are going to get the minimum value. Okay, which is 10. Fine. So this is the reduce function in action. Okay, next what we have, next method or next function we have, see again on the list we have lot of other methods. If you will find here list, okay, um, dir of list. dir of list. Okay, so this dir of list is having lots of methods like we have seen into the string. Okay, we don't need to remember all of them. You just need to write it help of list, and you will be getting a definition of the list class. Okay, you have lots of functions here. You have append method adds a value at the end, clear method clears the list, copy method creates the shallow copy, count method counts the element inside a list, extend method extends one list into another list, index method similar to the index method in this string, insert method inserts a value at a given index, pop method removes a value from the end, remove method removes a value from the list, reverse method reverses a list, sort method we have seen what it does. Okay, it sorts a list, right? So these all are the different method we have on the list object which you can do to uh, do some manipulation of the string data structure. Okay, fine. So you can explore this method. Okay, you just need to practice this with few questions. Yes, if you guys want few, I'll tell you guys, like there is a good resource you can use, w3resource.com. Okay, you guys can follow this website. You have lots of practice question. You can go to exercise with online editor, go to Python, and if you see here, you have basic part 1, basic part 2, module, string, JSON, list, dictionary, tuple, sets. You can just go to basic and you'll see that you have around 150 and 140 total 290 problems. Even if you solve this, you have the few functions problem, few list tuple dictionary problem also you have in this basic part only. So your basic part will be completed. Okay, so if you guys really want to practice and you want to learn something, you guys can follow this website and these two content and practice this. So you have the solution also of these problems. Or look for the solution somewhere else. You have the solution for everything. Okay, and this like if you'll come down, you will see here for every question you have the solution. Okay, you have the solution for this at the end. Here it is. Okay, so now you can just understand this, and I recommend you guys that not to just copy and paste the solution, right? It doesn't matter where you do the class or what you do, but when it comes to learning, just try to learning a programming language, just try to understand the code the way it is written and try to write it in your own way. Okay, you will be making the mistake, but that will be a learning phase. Okay, when let's just look at the solution. I'll also not say that invest 2 to 3 hours just about thinking a simple problem, and then after 2 to 3 hours, you have to finally look at the solution. So don't do that. Just spend some 5 to 10 minutes on a problem. If you don't get the way, go to the solution, look at the solution, try to understand how it is solved, and then try to solve it in your way. Okay, and that will improve your. If you will do this, like if you do this daily 2 hours for a month, your programming will be improved. Okay, I can give you the guarantee. You don't have to, like, you don't have to sit and don't interpret that, okay, so I'm going to be master in programming in just 2 months. Yeah, but at least basic understanding you'll be having, and you'll be able to build your logics. Okay, you just follow it. Okay guys, so I would recommend you guys to follow this website. You have a lot of questions here, practice it from here, and that will help. Let me know if you guys have any question in this string or list. Otherwise I'll be starting with the tuple data structure. Okay, so tuple is basically a data structure which where the values are kept inside this small bracket. For example, 10, 10 or 20 or 10 plus 20 j, or you will say Python. These all values are kept inside this small bracket, and that is a tuple. So if you'll be writing tuple comma type of tuple, this is going to give you that it is a tuple object, right? Now you can perform the indexing, slicing, all the operations here. And on the tuple, you don't have much method. Okay, if you'll be writing dir of tuple, you will find that these all are the built-in methods, right? But if you will find these methods, you have only two methods, count and index. Why? Because tuple objects are not mutable, means you cannot modify them. For example, so item assignment is not possible. Item assignment is not possible in immutable object. Okay, For example, let's say if you have a list, LST is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. And if you'll be writing LST of 0 is equal to 1111. Okay, print LST, you will see that changes are done. This is allowing you to make the changes to the list, right? But if you'll take a tuple, if you'll take a tuple of 0 is equal to this. So if you will try to do this operation, it is going to give you the error, right? It gives you a type error. Tuple object does not support item assignment. Okay, tuple object does not support item assignment. So tuple is an immutable object. So you cannot modify the tuple. That's why we don't have much method on the tuple. Okay, and tuple is secure. It is faster. So it is used to store the data. List is used to do the operation on the data. So let's say if you have some data stored in the tuple, and if you want to add some value or if you want to remove some value, so first you will be converting that tuple into the list, and then you will be doing the operation. Okay, fine, and then you'll be converting it back to the tuple. Okay, fine. So we don't have much thing in the tuple. Yes, let's come to the dictionary, and that will be the last topic for today. So the dictionary is basically data structure where we have the key value pair. Okay, so we have key colon value. We can write key 1, and we can write value, then key 2 colon value 2. Okay, dot dot dot. Okay, now if you see this key value pair is called the item, and remember this key can be immutable. Key should be immutable and non-repeating. Means you cannot repeat the keys, but values can be repeated. Can be repeated and can be mutable or immutable, anything. Okay, it can be mutable or immutable, anything. Where the dictionary data structure is used, it is used to store the structured data. It is used to store the structured data. For example, let's say as of now, if you want to store the employee detail, so you'll be having employee name. In that, you'll be storing the employee name in the list, right? Let's say ABC, let's say DEF. Okay, then you'll be having XYZ. These all are the names. Okay, you have employee ID is equal to, let's say 101, 102, 102, 103, and these all are the employee ID. So basically here what you have just the sequence of the data, right? Okay, and you can store any kind of data in this, right? Whereas when you come to the dictionary, you can store the structured data. Okay, so this is the employee ID. This is the just the collection of the data. Next, what we have, so if you will be taking the dictionary, let's say you will be writing employee underscore detail is equal to a dictionary. So you can store employee name, or let's say you can store the employee one data like this. You can store employee one data here, and you will be writing here employee underscore name. Here you will be writing ABC. We'll be writing employee underscore ID 101. Then employee underscore salary. We'll be writing 10,000. Right? This is the employee one data. Then we have employee two data. So for employee two data, you just need to mention employee two. Employee name is XYZ. Employee ID will be writing 102, and this one will be, let's say, 20,000. Okay. Then we'll be writing employee three data. So we'll be writing employee three. Employee name is going to be MNO. Employee ID is 103, and let's say this is 30,000. So what we can understand from this, that we are storing the data now more structured, right? So let's say if you want the detail of employee one, so you can write employee underscore detail, okay, of employee one, okay, and this is going to give you the information about the employee one, right? Only the employee one. And in the employee one, let's say you want employee ID, you can write employee ID, and this is going to give you just the employee ID. So now the data is more structured. You can access what exactly you want to access. Okay, fine. Here you have to do the indexing, and indexing has to be proper. You have to remember the indexing, right? In every case, correct. If indexing changes, then probably mapping will change, right? So this is the dictionary data structure is used to store the structure data. And if you'll be coming to the dictionary method, you can just write help of dictionary and execute this. So you will find this dictionary class. Now, if you'll see here, we have clear method. It clears the dictionary copy, creates the shallow copy. Get method is used to get a value associated with the key. So you'll be mentioning key, it will be giving you the value associated with it. Items method gives you the all the items from the dictionary. Keys method gives all the keys from the dictionary. Pop method removes the, you need to mention a key, it removes the value associated with that key from the dictionary. If the key is not present, it gives key error. Okay, pop item by default it removes the last entry from the dictionary. Set default, if the key is present, it gives you the value. If not present, it creates a key value pair. And update method updates a dictionary, similar to the extend method in the list. Okay, and values method finally gives you the all the values from the dictionary. So these all are the different methods we have on the dictionary which you can use to do the operation on the dictionary, right? So now this is the core of the, like, I know that I have not covered these topics in detail, and probably I have missed a lot of topic. If you guys will be coming to the class, right? So we have 3 hour of dedicated class to string. Now this class I got is for only 1.5 hour or 2 hour, right? It is not possible to cover these many topics in the just 2 hour of class. I just touched upon few topics, but the same thing, let's say if I'll be discussing about this string, okay, the string itself for me takes around 3 hours to complete. Dictionary takes around 2 hours to complete. List and tuple takes me to 2 hours to complete. Okay, function takes me 4 to 6 hours to complete. Okay, so I have just so the agenda was some hands-on coding and some Python basic things has to be discussed. So whatever I thought that, few people might, if you are too basic or not aware of the programming, probably these all are the very basic things I have covered. And if you are aware of those basic things, then probably I have started discussing on the data structure. Was not possible for me to discuss all the method. I have given you guys the option. You guys have this help method. You guys can go and explore this method. So you guys will be able to learn this thing. Yes, stay tuned. Like in the upcoming sessions, what we will do, we will keep on conducting a few more webinars. Okay, those will be the dedicated webinars. For example, we'll be conducting one webinar only for string, one webinar only for list and tuple, one webinar only for the dictionary. So we will be discussing these topics in detail. So you guys can join this Telegram channel. Here you will be getting the update, and someone has requested for the OOPS, right? So we'll be conducting the OOPS webinar, some webinar on the OOPS also. Okay, fine guys. Any question? Any question, guys? Okay, so let me know if you guys have any question. Otherwise, we'll wrap this thing up. We'll be ending the session. Any question till here? Let me give you some background of the classes and objects also. Okay, object-oriented programming. So classes and objects. So basically, class is what? So class is object-oriented programming is what? So if you will see the name, object-oriented programming. Okay, object-oriented programming means the programming which revolves around object. Okay, you have to create the object. Now, what is an object? Around us, everything is an object. Bicycle is an object. Human being is an object. We are an object. We have the different dogs. Dogs are the object. Animals are the objects, right? You in a room when you sit. So whether you talk about almirah, or whether you talk about bed, or whether you talk about the fan, or anything you have, TV, sofa, everything is an object, right? So with the object-oriented programming, you can solve the real-life problem. That's why programmers they prefer to programming paradigm is the object-oriented programming paradigm. Okay, because we can write the code. If we will be using the object-oriented programming paradigm, we can solve almost all the problem, all the real-life problem. Okay. Now, what is the class? What is the object? So before learning object, let's understand class. Class is basically, you can think class. You can say that class is a blueprint. Okay, class is a blueprint. Okay, it means it is an abstract idea. Okay, so if you think about something, for example, you decided to open a car company. Okay, then you thought about the blueprint, how your car is going to be, how it is going to look like, what all things it will have, right? So you decided not to have 4 wheels, you decided to have 5 wheels, or you decided to have 3 wheels in the car. That is your choice, right? So it is your idea, it is your blueprint. But yes, a car means, so whatever parameters or whatever things you will set, that is going to be the blueprint for creating all the car. For example, if you will discuss about Rolls-Royce, right? So the symbol of ecstasy you have in that, right? So that is what, that is in all the Rolls-Royce cars you'll be having, correct? In almost all the cars you'll be having. So that is the idea behind that. So whenever you create the Rolls-Royce car object, you'll be having that by default in all the cars in the game. So that is a what? That is a blueprint. That is an idea about Rolls-Royce cars. Okay, and that is called the class. Okay, so when you create the class, you keep everything whatever you wanted in your object. For example, whenever, let's say, if you say about you want to create a chair object, so in every chair object you'll be having a seat to sit on, right? You will be having a backrest, you will be having 2 handrests, you will be having 4 legs. These things are mandatory, right? So whenever you define the car class, you write all these definitions into the car class, and whenever you create an object out of it, by default those all things will be included into the object, chair object. Okay, fine. So you don't have to do these things manually. So this is the concept of the classes and objects. So class is blueprint, and object is what? Object is an instance of the class. Means instance of the class. Class is a blueprint and object is an instance of the class. So whenever you try to, let's say you have defined the car class, that my car class is going to have 4 wheels, 1 steering, 1 engine, 4 seats, then 1 bonnet, and the methods like apply, brake, start engine, stop engine, these all things. So you have defined the attributes, you have defined the methods inside the class. When you create the car object out of that, let's say you create C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, 5 car objects. All those 5 car objects, whatever you have defined, all those 5 car objects will be having all those things. Okay, fine, everyone. Clear? Now, so for example, now let me show you one example of, let's say, class point. Okay, when we write point class, we are going to write def double underscore init double underscore self. I'm going to write point x, point y. Okay, here I'll be writing self dot x is equal to x and self dot y is equal to y. Okay, next we'll be having def we'll be writing difference. Okay, underscore point. We'll be writing self comma other. Okay, what is the, how do you find the difference between 2 points? So we have square root of, we write math dot sqrt. Okay, square root of x1 minus x2 plus y1 minus y2, x1 minus x2 to the power 2 and y1 minus y2 to the power 2, right? Okay, so let's write this. So we will be writing self dot x minus self dot, sorry, other dot x, other dot x to the power 2, right? So you will be writing to the power 2 plus self dot y minus other dot y to the power 2. Okay, I hope this is the formula. If there is something else, you guys can just write that. So basically, if in case, see, the formula is mathematical formula, we are not learning about the mathematics, right? So we are just trying to write that. Okay, So what we have done, this is called the exponent. This is the exponent operator. Self, we are going to pass 2 point object, P1 and P2. This P1 and P2 object are going to have X and Y, right? So let's see that how we can do. We will be creating P1 is equal to point, okay? And we'll be writing here, let's say 1 comma 1, okay? And then we'll be creating P2 is equal to point, and here we'll be writing 8 comma 9. Okay, let's try to find the difference between them. So how you can find the difference? So if you want to call this method, okay, first of all, what we have done here, I have created P1 object, I have created P2 object from this point class. So this is the blueprint. I have created this blueprint of the point class. I'm saying that every point object is going to have 2 attributes, X and Y, and it is going to have a method difference point. Okay, now, so if you want to see what is the X value for P1, so you just write P1.x. What is the Y value for P1? So you can write P1.y. It is going to give you the X and Y value for P1. Similarly, you can write the X and Y value for P2. Let's see. You write here P2.x and P2.y. It is going to give you the X and Y value for P2, 8 and 9. This is fine, right? Similarly, you can call this method on P1 or P2 anything. So let me write P1 dot difference point, right? Now you have to pass the second point object. So you are passing P2. Now for P1, what it is going to do, self will be pointing to P1, other will be pointing to P2. So it is going to find, let me write here import math. Now if you will be executing this, so it is going to find the difference between 2 points using this formula. Execute this, you are going to get some result. Okay, not because we need to print this, or we will not get it. Okay, we need to return this one. Okay, so we will be getting some result here, right? So it has calculated, it has given me the difference between these 2 points. Okay, so probably if the formula is wrong or something, so you can check, but yes. So this is how you can write the method inside the class, and you can call the method on the object. Okay, fine. Clear, everyone? So what we have done, we have defined a class. For every class, we have defined for every object we are creating out of this class, we have defined some attribute, and we have defined a method. Now we can create the object. While creating the object, whatever attribute you have defined here, that you have to pass, and you can call the method on the object which you have created. Okay, fine. So whatever method you have learned, these methods are defined. If you see, this integer is the class, dictionary is the class, string is the class. These all are the class. They are defined internally in Python, and these methods are also defined internally in Python. We just use them. When you use this method, you write the same way. So for example, if you remember, let's say I have to use clear method. So I'll be writing employee underscore detail dot clear. Okay, this is the syntax. You have to use dot operator, just like here. You want to use difference point, you have used P1 dot difference point. Okay, so if you want to call any method on any object, so you have to use dot operator. Okay, fine, everyone. So there are many more things, like you have inheritance, you have polymorphism, you have abstraction, you have encapsulation. These all are the few concepts into the object-oriented programming which we may use. Okay, but again, we will not be able to discuss it today. So that's it for today. Tomorrow, I think you guys will be having some basic of statistics class. Okay, and there Rahul will again come and he will explain about the further topics. So you guys can join tomorrow. Let me know if you guys have any question for me today. Any question? Yeah, I'll share this. Yes, recordings will be shared. This link you want in the chat box. I've shared the link. This link also I'll share in the chat box right now. And this collab will be uploaded into the Telegram channel, so you can join and you can get those links there. Okay. So this is the collab link, this notebook link. You guys can open it. Okay. Yeah, recordings will be provided. Recordings will be provided. Join the Telegram channel. The recordings will be provided. Even it will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So you can subscribe to that. You'll be getting the recordings there. Okay. Gmail.com or yahoo.com. Okay, so you can do that one also. Pooja. What you can do is you just have to write one condition that after at the rate what you have gmail.com or yahoo.com, then filter that. If you don't have gmail or yahoo.com, then don't filter it. Okay, so you can write the condition like that. So you have to again do the slicing after at the rate till the end, and then you have to check whether it is having gmail and yahoo or not in that. If it is having, then you can do that. Okay, fine everyone. Anything else? Clear, guys? So fine then. Let's meet tomorrow, guys. We'll be meeting tomorrow at the same time, 4 p.m. And you guys will be starting directly with the stats class, so we can continue the class from there. For Python, you can use Anaconda. I showed you, right? So you can go to this link, and you will be you have the Anaconda available, like how to install the Anaconda. You have the document available on this. Okay. So you can go to this Skillslash page, go to posts, and just scroll it down. You will be having the first document itself is how to install the Anaconda, step-by-step guide to install the Anaconda. And you just go to the next. You'll be finding that how you can install it on Windows or Mac. These things are given. Okay, fine. You can get it easily. So you can download and install it from there. Okay. Yes, Sarah, do you have any question?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes.
Actually, I couldn't log in. I had entered the class but couldn't because of some network issue. So, and I had an early class. So, the thing is, what you showed, can we get the recordings right now?
Right now, it is not possible. It will take some time to process, right? So we will be uploading
Okay.
the recording by tomorrow. Okay.
You will send it through WhatsApp or mail ID?
No. We will be uploading it into the YouTube, and we'll be sharing the link into the Telegram. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. And the thing is, what you have done here, I couldn't understand. You said this is Anaconda software, right? Which you have
Um,
typed the entire coding.
no, this is the Google Collab. This is Google Collab.
Okay, okay.
This is
Okay,
Google
sir.
Collab. Okay. So
Okay,
I'm
okay.
using one online tool. You can use
Huh?
Google Collab if you don't have the Anaconda. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay then. Bye everyone, and good night, guys. I know I cannot say that. Hope you guys like this session, but sorry, I can't help. Uh, yes, I'll make sure that the upcoming sessions that we'll get enough time to practice and enough time to discuss. If you will follow my previous recordings, you will find that how patiently I teach and how patiently I take every topic and every question. But the thing is, we were having very less time, and we are having a lot of things to cover. So probably I might have rushed through the topic, and I'm extremely sorry for that. I could not help because I was given a very limited amount of time. But surely I will. I can give you the guarantee that upcoming webinars that I'll be conducting, I'll ask these guys that not to do like this, okay? Because it's of no use, right? So either it's of no use for you, it's of no use for me also. So teaching is like a passion for me. So when I teach, I want to teach everything in detail so that you guys should not have the question. But anyhow, I try to cover as much topic as I could. Yes, so stay tuned with my upcoming webinars. Probably I will, coming with some detailed sessions on these topics. Okay, everyone. Okay, then. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining, and good night, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy.